Today we're going to make use of modern elements in a vintage style. So I've used packaging paper, I've used Tim Holtz figures, I've used lovely stickers from Miso Paper, and everything on here generally is created in a modern way but portrayed in a vintage way. So please do join me for my process video. Hi everyone, welcome to Hilltop View Journals. Today we're doing Junk Journal January 2025 and the prompt is modern. So I've got some goodies here, mostly what I class as modern items, but of course I'm going to try and weave them into the more style that I've got going on in my junk journal, which is kind of vintage botanical. But I've got lots of faux labels here, a little bit of lace. I've got a couple of old things that I may incorporate because, you know, it's my spread and that's what I like doing. But the star of the show then is this lovely page by RachandBella Crafts. It's from her latest kits, so please do check out the links in my description box for information on this. It is beautiful. I love the colours. Now it's not going to show up as very vibrant on camera because I have already aged it. It's also on very lightweight paper, so it's not on photomat paper, so the actual quality of the image is far better than what you're seeing right now. It's just that I've baked this in my oven to give it a little bit of an aged look. So I am going to use elements of this and then these little goodies here. So I've got a little bit of a label, a sticker from Miso Paper. I've also got a range of tapes here with the stickers on, so I'm going to have a play with those to see what I like. I've also got my roll of washi tape from SF Washi, so that's Serenity Fair. So they're going to be part of the modern. I've also got this little Tim Holtz figure here. I don't use them much, but I've got them in my stash, so I'm just going to use them. I've got this background photocopy of a photo, and I was going to put that on there. I was thinking of doing something like that. I thought that might be neat. Got a couple of statements. These are printed, I think. No, that might, yeah, I think it is printed on my digital, my inkjet printer, and then this is definitely printed. I thought that would be a good one for me, rising above my negative thoughts. I do try every day. So I'm going to just pop these over here. These are just some labels and things, all faux, all digital kit mainly. I'm going to work on this page today, and I wanted to keep the blue theme so that it ties in with this page. So I'm expecting there to be a bit of deliberations because I do tend to faff about a bit when I'm doing my collage, but I will try and keep it down to a minimum, and if it gets too long then I'll put some what I class as relaxing music on in the background. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut into or rip this page up, and what I want to do is I want to keep the middle one and then see what I end up with, because I find it hard when I see a page like this. I find it hard to decide what to use, but then when it's ripped up then I'm able to use it better for collage. You can use these as they are. They make beautiful covers, but I do like ripping up Rachel's work, as she knows. And of course I am a design team member on RachandBella Crafts. I have been now for a few years, and I do count on Rachel as one of my very close friends as well. So I will try and promote her work whenever I can. And I do love working with her digitals anyway, so it's not an effort for me to do that. So let's cut these into little pieces as well. I do love vintage florals. I absolutely adore them. I cannot not work with them. Even though I'm a grungy girl and I love the dark stuff, I also truly love pretty florals. So let's see what we've got here. well. What I also like about Rachel's kits is that they are so interchangeable with her other kits. They go really well, so I like to do that as well. Haven't got much room in this little journal to do that, but I do like mix and matching. And I think that brings a little bit of it helps to be a bit more creative then in your page spreads when you're mixing and matching different things. So this is quite a large one, so I know I'm not going to be able to get all that in. But what I could do is create some kind of flip, but we'll see how it goes. I might have to just cut into it a bit more. Which bit do I like? Do I like that side or do I like that side? I like that side. So let's see how far can I get in here. Up to about that end, I think. Right, okay, here we go. Remember, peoples, if you don't like what you've done, you can go and print another one. I always have to keep on reminding myself of that. Okay, so that's going to be the main part. Of course, I've got my tea-stained doily here, and I did have another question in the comments of one of my other videos. How do I keep them together? Mainly I paint the tea or coffee stain onto the doily rather than soaking them, and I do that with my papers as well. I've stopped soaking my papers because it's just too much of an effort to get them dry, so I just use a larger brush, paint on the tea or coffee stain. Quite often then I'll put a blank page on top, and then I'll do another one, paint it, put that on top, and then that stains either side and soaks into the page underneath, and I find that works really well, and it doesn't take long then to dry. So that's how I do mine. So I obviously want a little bit of doily because I love my doily. And again, I'm classing this as modern because it is a modern doily, which I have just aged. So somehow we will have this in the image or in the page spread. So we'll pop that there. And I probably need some contrasting elements somewhere along the line. Now this is probably going to get covered up, and I know that's difficult for some people. It's difficult for me. It really is difficult for me. But the base layer helps you to build the next layers, and it's almost like the springboard to your imagination. So this is providing me with the colours and the style and also the theme for the rest of the page. You may not see much of it, but that's how it works for me anyway. That's how I do it. I always have something that inspires me, and then I go from there. And what I might find is, because I'm covering up most of that lovely base page, I may use one of the other pages that I don't need to see so much, you know, and I'll swap it around. But you've got to start. You've got to start somewhere. Sometimes starting is the hardest thing. It really is. So this is what I was thinking of doing, is this kind of arrangement. It's very simple arrangement. Now I've got this little thing there, bloom, but I am thinking that perhaps the words will clash with my label for the prompt. Excuse me, I'm just going to have a bit of coffee. It's quite early in the morning. I'm filming this before I start work. But I do quite like, I think actually maybe I might go with the black. Let's cut these up. I quite like shine brightly. So now I've got my sort of general layout on how I want it to look. I can maybe mix and match some things. So I could take that one out and put a green one there. Although I do quite like that. I think that goes really nice. Don't think that really goes. This seems to have enough of it's like a good background element. Then it's busy, but it's quite plain, so to me it looks okay on the eye. It looks, so I think actually I'll stick with that. And then let's try a couple of other ideas. We could take that and just have her on there, and then I'd get to see more of the floral. So that's one idea. Oh, I haven't cut that very straight. It's a bit better. What else have I got here? I don't think there's much else that I want to use. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's the wind in Wales this morning. It's been quite a blustery night. We had power cuts in the early hours. I'm just going to prop this side up to help me work. Okay. And the other thing I would like to do is put on these lovely labels and put it on packaging paper. So I've got a bit of packaging paper here. Let's do this lovely round one. They are so beautiful, I have to say. They're just... And even though they're shiny, they're still very matte as well. That's gorgeous, isn't it? And then I could... Let's have a look what else I got here. Oh, mind you, that's lovely, isn't it? Ooh. I like that one. So let's pop that under there, make a decision. And I'm drawn to this little flower here. Oh, they are very delicate and I don't have very delicate fingers. Okay, and just rip around this a little bit. scrunch it up. Okay, let's go back here. So this is how it's looking. Do I need that? I've got to lift this up so I can look at it properly. Quite like it without it. I do like that. I think that works really well. So let's not fuss about too much. Now, what I would have liked to have done is got it all so I was able to stamp it in one, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I don't really want to stamp her either. Stamp into her, but right, anyway, while I'm thinking about that, I'll ink the edges up on this. So if you don't have any digital kits, excuse me, you could use cardstock for this, or equally would work well would be a pretty image from a magazine like Daphne's Diary or some beauty magazine. You know, you can get some lovely house magazines. They would give some lovely sort of floral images. I might put that there actually, because that's going to make it easier for me to arrange. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue them down, but I'm also going to put a staple in there to represent the modern. So I'll glue this little lovely lady down. And these Tim Holtz figures, I did purchase them on Amazon, and they're quite rigid, quite solid, very strong things. Right, let's find my stapler. Eventually found my stapler. So I'm going to staple sort of, yeah, to the side there. I want to be able to see the staple. And the other elements I've got that I was thinking of using was my faux sellotape, aged sellotape, and these little flowers. Now, this might be a little bit too much. We'll see when I get this on the page, I think. So that's going to go like that. It is sticking out quite a bit. So just see if I can fold that like that and glue it down. Right, I'm going to glue this in to firm up the arrangement, and I think I'll use my glue stick. This is quite lightweight. I'm trying to keep it on the slim side because of the issues with my journal. But they're not really issues, they're restrictions that help me to create in a certain way. And I do like restrictions generally because it helps you not get too bogged down with decisions on what to do. So it also helps with cohesion as well in your journal. It does feel like I'm doing the same thing all the time a little bit. Maybe it's because I'm sharing it online, so I'm a little bit conscious of that. But I do like majority of what I've done, I really do like. So what I love about this page now is that is so bold. And it actually from here, I don't think I can catch it on the camera. But it actually looks like it's embossed because the rest of the label on the page you can barely see. It's so matte. The background is so matte on it. So I really would recommend these labels. They're just divine. They're just lovely. I love them. I'm going to use loads of them. I will link the products that I've purchased because I did have a comment that the website, I think it's Miso, I think you say it's Miso, please correct me if I'm wrong. The website is so vast, there's so much on there, so many beautiful things to choose from. It's really hard to decide. It took me days to place an order. So I will link the products that I've got, and I should be able to identify this one because it's the largest roll that I purchased. Because the owner, what she does is you can get samples of her rolls, which are really great because it's really hard to tell on a website, isn't it? I mean, just look how lovely they're just so cute. Look at them. They're just divine. They're just, so pretty. Right, get a grip. Okay, I need to finish this. I got to go to work. So I was thinking actually I might pop that there in the top, which then gives me space there and there to put my prompt label, which is obviously extremely important on my pages. So I'll pop that like that, and then I could use a little bit of faux sellotape. So just because the prompt is modern, it doesn't mean that your page needs to be modern or needs to look modern. You do you. You're only having to please yourself. You don't have to please anyone else. Just enjoy and just make it look how you want to make it look. So that's there. And right, so the only other decision I need to make, I think, although I'm just looking at things and I'm thinking, do I want to include them? You know, will that make it look even nicer? No, I think it looks... no, I quite like that. Like it as it is. It's got enough going on now. Do I want to include this? Now, I'm going to do that. Let's do something subtle. So I'm just going to add tiny bits of glue on these petals. Only because I had it in my mind that I wanted to use these again. And it brings some cohesion from the other pages that I've used these dried flowers on. Okay, and let's find my label, which is buried. I was quite worried about this prompt because I didn't know how to bring it into the theme and style of the journal. But I'm happy with this, so I can put that there, that there, that there. Don't really want to put it near there. I've also got that page. I could have done it under there as well. I wish I didn't stress about that label. As a page, it looks better there, so I'm going to pop it there. I know it looks a bit odd next to that, but that doesn't matter. It's a separate page composition, so I'm not going to worry about it. I didn't use any washi, did I? Let's maybe, I think I might actually use this washi, which is a bit more subtle. Have you ever wondered what craft products there will be in 100 years' time? Like, will washi still be there? I'd love to know what you think about that. What types of products are we going to be using in our journals? Everything's AI these days, and everything's on a screen. I mean, people don't seem to want to use their hands much. I almost crave wanting to use my hands. And that is the finishing touch. So hopefully there wasn't too much faffing around today for everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I know it doesn't look modern, but that's how I wanted to interpret the prompt. I wanted to use modern elements to fit into my vintage botanical theme and the general style of the journal. So please do consider liking. Most definitely subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and please do leave a comment, especially if you can think of other things I could have done on this, on what you're doing for your prompt. I love to know how others are taking part in the challenge. You'll find all the information about the challenge in my description box, along with Meg Journals, a list of all the collaborators. It's not long now. I'm literally 3 days away from my starring role in the collaboration, so I'm getting more and more excited like a child the sooner I get to it. But yeah, so please do check my description box out. You'll have a list of all the prompts there as well. It's still not too late to join. You don't have to finish it all in January. I mean, it's a free month-long challenge. It doesn't matter whether you do it in January, February or March, and you've got all the videos now to watch from all the collaborators as well to give you inspiration. So don't think it's too late. If you've just been watching and not taking part, just grab some supplies and just get going. Please do. And if you need any help, just drop me a message in the comments boxes, and I will now finish, get ready for work, and I'll see you for the next prompt. Bye bye for now.
I was lost without any direction. Had a line so many times, but I needed attention. No matter what I say, no matter my regrets, things still been said and done. There's not a part of me that wants to say no, but I have realized I had to let go. Cause something's broken, and I'm the reason. without me, without me, without me. I have tried, oh I have tried, yeah, to become better. But I'd lie again if I said it'll last forever. I know I make mistakes, it's just the